everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of November 21st through to November 28th. I am doing these readings this weekend during the moon in Sagittarius, so I'm going to theme the readings, therefore, around higher learning and awareness. So, whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So, what does Scorpio need to know about higher learning and awareness this week? I just really quickly want to give a shout out to each and every one of my subscribers. I really appreciate you doing that. That gives me such a vote of confidence to continue doing this. And it makes me feel so good knowing that you believe in me, that I can continue this work. So thank you so much for that. And anyone who doesn't have the time or isn't into the shuffling, you can just look at the scroll bar below, see when the cards are laid down on the table and the reading begins. It's usually around the 3-minute mark. Feel free to do that. And for those who enjoy the shuffling, stick around. We're looking for 3 jumpers. All right, so we had a little chunk there. We're just looking for 1 jumper at a time. Wow, super cool reading for you, Scorpio. Let's get into it. So here we have the butterfly, which is transformation. This is representing you this week. And then bear is introspection. This is the influence to your current position. Dog is loyalty. This is your probable outcome. And fox, this is camouflage. This is going to generally touch on your reading for the week in terms of general energy. I feel like, because I've been reading weekly for you for so long now, I feel like there's this, like, and I know you've been really trying to sort of merge 2 worlds here. And I feel like you're still kind of either having difficulty merging them or having difficulty even thinking about merging these worlds, especially when it comes to making a living or changing up the way that your current lifestyle. So really interesting to see, though, just because I see permanent, like, developmental growth for you these past few months. So I'm excited for you. This is a beautiful reading. Let's get into it. Here with butterfly, this is your transformation this week. So it's interesting to note, first of all, if you've ever seen a cocoon, right, of a butterfly. They started as a caterpillar. It looks like that's the only life they have. And they're really cute, but they're on the ground. They're close to the ground, right? That's their life. That's how they have to live. They don't have a choice. But they go into a chrysalis. They go into this state of complete meltdown. And I'm not suggesting you go search for a meltdown, but I'm going to suggest, if you've been sensing that there's a meltdown around the corner, and again, as a general reading, it could be finances, friendships, travel, shopping, spiritual matters, romance, okay? So whatever's most prominent for you this week. And a meltdown doesn't necessarily, it's almost like the term breakdown. Like, we can use the word breakdown, or we can say breakthrough, right? And that's where I'm aiming with this right now. Something that feels currently to you this week as though things are just somehow falling apart, not working out the way you want, or you're getting into something and now you're so deep into it, you're sort of changing your mind about it or showing some trepidation about it, except you're knee deep into it and you already feel and see the changes. I think it's important to keep going. You don't want to go backwards. You don't need that rear view mirror right now. You don't want to look through that, because what lay ahead for you is this intense freedom, okay? So when we look at turning into that caterpillar, turning into that chrysalis where it's actually dissolved, what's happening during that process of dissolution is a rebirth, okay? So even if something feels like it's really uncomfortable or has no end in sight, or if anything this week feels like there's just no way, blank, please remember that time is going to fix this, okay? Perhaps just give it a little bit more time, have some faith, and remember that there are natural processes to this and that you will come out the other side bigger, better, more beautiful, more free, right? More able to do things than you had even anticipated. And it's going to give you a whole new life. So this is where there could be some this is where I'm reading trepidation, right? Absolutely 100%. You're not unique in that way, Scorpio. All human beings are comfort creatures. That's just the nature of the beast. But on the other hand, we're the most adaptable. And sometimes when we make that decision and then we go for it and we're like, oh, I don't know, I miss the old blank, or I miss the, you start second guessing yourself sometimes, right? But remember that this process of the transformation, if you are indeed during the chrysalis transformation right now, it's just a matter of time, okay? So I'm going to ask that you keep the faith and remember that what awaits you is a higher level. It's a higher level and it's where you belong, right? So don't trick yourself out of achieving something great and beautiful for yourself because you're going to lose patience, or you don't feel you have the time, or you get nervous somehow, or you might be second guessing something, because your transformation is real and your transformation is beautiful because it's what you're creating, right? You've created this. So have some faith in the process, have some faith in yourself that you know what's best for you. Here with Bear, we're looking at introspection. Now, introspection influences your transformation. So this is you going deep, right? This is you sitting with yourself, sitting with your plans, your ideas, your concepts, your fears even, and saying, it could even be a pros and cons list here. And if you haven't made one around this concern, I suggest you do. Pros and cons lists are brilliant for coming to a conclusion around an issue. So if you're still waffling on something, or if you are willing to go to this deep place with yourself, by yourself this week, and you find out you're coming short, or it's not satisfying for you, try a pros and cons list, try meditation, because this is really going to help you get to the heart of the matter here. If you've been avoiding sitting with yourself or meditating this week, this is a nice reminder here that this would benefit you this week, Scorpio. And here with dog is loyalty. This is really a sense of understanding exactly what you want, right? But not being under someone else's thumb. The only caveat here is that you could go back to something or feel something's taking too long, or you're second guessing yourself. And if that's the case, you could feel, you know what, I'm just going to go back to what I did. I'm just going to go back to what I knew, because what's going on right now is very uncomfortable. But I'm going to suggest that you try to let things play out. If there are issues around loyalty this week, present them to yourself, okay? You want to say, I'm worth higher consciousness. I'm worth raising the bar for myself. I need to be loyal to my needs and my wants and my outcomes. What's best for you, not loyal to what was comfortable, right? You know, and I don't know who said it, but they say that, success and growth begin at end at our comfort zone, right? Like true success, wow, I might be messing that up, sorry. True living begins at the end of our comfort zone, there. So if you're feeling the pinch this week, please try to push yourself through it. Take some time to yourself if that's the case. Try to examine here what you're more loyal to, your agenda in moving ahead, or what was previously comfortable to you. And then with camouflage here as a general energy for the whole week, this really could just be a level of feeling like you have to conceal something from others or even from yourself, especially during introspection. If that's the case, you might need more time. And don't be hard on yourself if that's what's going on here. Maybe you found a part of this process of growth and transformation for yourself that is more difficult than you had anticipated, and you need to take a step back. And if that's the case, you don't need to beat yourself up while you're doing it. You just need to take a step back, okay? If you're having any questions or issues around loyalty this week, it would be a good idea to take a little step back anyway. But in terms of camouflage here, you don't owe anyone anything. Listen, if you feel someone has to know about something, you can tell them how much you want, all right? About your personal growth here and your personal agenda. Here with peace is one of your outcome cards. This is gorgeous. This is a beautiful state of mind. It's also part of a direction for you. This is of interest to you. You really do request in your own heart and mind peace, okay? So remember that the best way to get here is to relax. Believe it or not, there's no doing, right? We can't do peace. We are peace, right? We just are. That's who we are and how we are. And then we can behave peacefully, right? We can behave lovingly. So I'm just feeling a time pinch for you here, and I think maybe you're not giving yourself enough time, or you're trying to rush something. If that's the case, really take your time. It's important, okay? Back quickly here with the chrysalis. It's just nature, okay? You can't rush this, and it would be a mucky mess if you tried to. So just relax around this issue if you can. Try not to put yourself under so much stress. Peace is really important to you. There could be something that's developing within, developing inside. You could have a lot to learn this week as well about the process, about how to continue forward if you are to take a little bit of a step back, so to speak, or to give yourself a little bit of break here with introspection. And I think it might serve you well, again, with the pros and cons lists, as opposed to all these to-do lists. So yeah, it's just like pros on one side, cons on the other, and then you just ask a question. Look at this, absolutely, 100%. Your intention is peace. This is your intention. It's very loving. It's very loyal. It's higher consciousness, right? It's development here for you. So your intention is peace. You're attached to the divine. If you're second guessing yourself at all, take some time out to yourself, okay? You don't need to explain it to anybody, and you don't need to be hard on yourself. So you take that time, keep peace as your guide this week, and be gentle with yourself, Scorpio. So that is your reading for the week. If you have a comment, please leave it below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you liked the video, leave a like. That really helps me out too. So until we meet next time, Scorpio, take excellent care of yourself. Bye for now.